Authorities in Italy have imposed a travel ban on about a dozen towns in the north of the country, an effort to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. 2 people in Italy infected with the virus have died, and officials there are reporting about another 80 confirmed cases. Some 50,000 people are affected by the lockdown, which is near the city of Milan. The small town of Codogno is at the epicentre of the outbreak there.
The streets of Codogno were empty on Saturday evening. People in a dozen towns in northern Italy were told to stay indoors after a local woman died, presumably from the coronavirus.
We still can't say whether she died of the coronavirus or whether she had the coronavirus and died from other causes, because no autopsy or other tests have been performed yet.
Officials confirmed the number of infected persons in the Lombardy region is growing.
What I can say is that the number of people infected in our region has risen to 39.
Masks sold out, said these signs at a pharmacy in the center of Codogno earlier on Saturday. The town's train station was also eerily empty. Hospitals in the region have been taking strong precautions. In nearby Cremona, health workers set up a first aid unit in front of the hospital for people who arrive believing they may be infected. As fears grow, towns like Codogno look set to remain largely deserted until the virus is brought under control.
Well, for more, I'm joined by virologist Martin Sturmer in Frankfurt. Professor Sturmer, thanks for joining me. It seems that the source of the outbreak in Italy is still unclear. Why is that?
Yeah, the possible person, the contact person, has been in China, of course, but this person has been tested negative for the virus, and the person claimed that he had no symptoms at all. So this makes it more unlikely that this is a contact person. However, there's one possible explanation. It depends on when the meeting between these two persons was maybe some days ago, and maybe at this time the person still was positive for the virus and recovered in the meantime. And that it's the only explanation I have up to now to explain this cluster.
Right. And Italian authorities are taking some serious precautionary measures to try and contain this outbreak. Are they making the right decision there?
They do the best they can. They try to avoid person-to-person contact as much as possible, and they try to avoid people traveling into this region and traveling outside this region. So they do the best they can, actually.
And Chinese authorities are reporting that the incubation period, which was originally thought to be 2 weeks, could actually be a lot longer. How likely is that?
It's a single case. It was a 70-year-old man, and he had 27 days no symptoms, but a positive virus test. So although it's a single case, it shows us that it might be even more complicated to get the virus under control. Yeah.
One of the latest countries to be affected by the outbreak is Iran, with 28 confirmed cases at the moment and 6 deaths. How serious is the situation there?
Yeah, I think it's serious because if you calculate the numbers of deaths compared to the numbers of infected people they report, for me it seems that we have more people infected without knowing that actually. So it's serious there, yeah.
With the exception of Egypt, Africa hasn't been yet affected by the outbreak, but the World Health Organization has warned that African health systems aren't well equipped enough to cope with a potential outbreak. What needs to be done there?
Yeah, it's the best way is to spend as much efforts and as much money as we can to prepare them for having the virus in their countries. However, I'm not sure whether it's possible. We hopefully the virus will not come to Africa.
Martin Sturmer is reporting for us from Frankfurt. Thank you.